In the year 2074, planet Earth is under the control of two powerful corporations, Kobayashi Electronics and Pinuil Robotics, who are fighting over control of the industry to produce cyborgs that have replaced humans by becoming soldiers or girls providing services to men. The investors of the Pinuil Corporation gather to see the new development. They are shown a love scene where a man is being pleasured by a beautiful girl. But when the time comes, the woman literally explodes, tearing the man apart. Killer's robot developer explains that her body has been injected with a special liquid explosive they call glass shadow, which is impossible to detect, making it the best way to destroy enemies in history. The Drina cyborg they just saw only received 20 milligrams of glass shadow, but their new project will receive a dose of 100,000. The cyborg girl has been named Cash, who looks like a human, and can feel love, hate, anger, and fear. She will go to negotiate with the management of a Japanese corporation and explode. After that, the competitors' stocks will fall and Pinuil will become full-fledged masters of the planet. Meanwhile, Cash is training in the hand-to-hand combat hall. The girl shows excellent results. In the end, only her trainer Colton Ricks, whom everyone just calls Colt, is left in front of her. And then Cash feels strange feelings. She wants to kill a man, but the rules of robotics forbid to do so. But she also feels something else that she cannot explain. Eventually, she lets Colt go. But before she does, she asks where her neighbor Drina has gone. But the man knows nothing. Later, he meets Cash, who is being taken somewhere by security. Colt tries to ask questions but is advised to remember the rules of the corporacy. The man has to retreat while the glass shadow implantation manipulations are performed on Cash. But suddenly the experience is cut short by an unknown observer named Mercy, who is watching everything through monitors and television screens. He is certain that Cash must know that other cyborgs have also been given tasks, but have often failed in the process. And only one managed to go all the way, but she had a protector, a human. So she needs to find her hero. Later, Cash meets Colt in the hallway and discreetly hands him a matchbox. The man tries to figure out what he needs it for, and from a nearby screen, Mercy calls out to him and promises the man his help. When Colt arrives in his room, he finds a note in the box with a date time in the lab. Company rules categorically forbid contact with the cyborg, and Colt ponders whether to agree. He lies down to rest and falls asleep, but the screen turns on and Mercy reminds him of the appointment. Colt goes to the lab where Cash is already waiting for him. The girl shows him new cyborg monkeys that can be used for espionage. Mercy admits that he can contact anyone. He has his own subordinates and can set the monkey on anyone. That's when they find a mutilated Drina, who tells them about the explosives and warns them that Cash is next. Soon she'll be heading to the Kobayashi factory, where she'll blow up all the main ones in the corporation and die herself in the process. That's why they need to escape. The more the girl's disappearance has already been detected. Cash and Colt run to the third level where there is a way out. But on the way they are stopped by the guards, which the girl easily kills. Colt also joins the fight and soon they manage to break into the elevator. Cash finds a way out under the bottom. They get out through the hatch and down to the nearest vent. And when the military gets to the stall, Cash shoots them. Hooking onto a ladder, they wait for a dumpster to come down and use it to climb out. Climbing over the fence, the pair escape. Soon Cash finds a broken TV, from which Mercy joins them. He's ready to share further plans, but suddenly the Cash realizes she's been activated. Mercy reassures the cyborg they have about 9 hours to decide how to save her. But in the meantime, Mercy advises them to find a car and head to an address he will give them and where they should wait for his further instructions. Colt and Cash drive there. Meanwhile, head of security Dan sends cyborg assassin Chen on the trail of the fugitives. She must capture and reprogram Cash so that when he needs it, she will blow up the top of the company. He himself tells management that they need to capture the escaped cyborg to avoid publicity. Plus, she's the first cyborg to be guided by human emotions. And if she's caught, the project is over. He suggests hiring the cyborg hunter Bench, who is renowned for his ruthlessness, and contacts him. He agrees to take the order, but the object must be delivered to the corporation whole and unharmed. At this time, Cash and Colt drive up to the right house. Cyborg goes inside and Colt stays in the car. The room turns out to be a nightclub where Cash needs to find a man called Lucky. The security guard invites her to follow him. So Cash goes inside. Meanwhile, Mercy turns on the monitor in Colt's car and warns of Killer and Bench's approach. Meanwhile, Cash, tired of waiting, goes up to the second floor where she is already met by a fortune teller. She immediately realizes who is in front of her and offers Cash a job and then tries to keep her. The assistant appears and a fight begins. Cash pushes her rival away and dies after being hit by an electric lighting unit. Meanwhile, Bench finds Colt and captures him, then takes the prisoner away. Cash, not finding his friend at the designated spot, goes looking for him and gets caught by Chen. She tries to capture the cyborg, but Cash, though bound by a noose, continues to resist. Meanwhile, Bench brings Colt to an abandoned room and forces the man to strap himself to an iron bar while he consumes some sort of substance. It refreshes his skin because after one not-so-pleasant encounter with a cyborg, he was forced to change his face and now has to keep it safe. But when Colt refuses to give up Cash's whereabouts, he shoots Colt with a blowpipe, supposedly injecting him in the eye with a substance called the third eye. Well, while it's infiltrating the man's nervous system, Bench offers to rest. At this time, Chen still manages to catch Cash. She prepares to recode her but realizes that Cash is imbued with explosives and activates her. A terrified Cash asks her to stop it, and she agrees if Cyborg will give up Colt, who at this time, thinking Bench is asleep, frees himself and escapes, unaware that he has been bugged and is now watching him. The pair search for each other and soon meet on a street. To wait for Mercy to show up, the man tells her that humans have destroyed the outside world that was once beautiful. Humans are made up of blood and flesh and therefore make mistakes. He hated cyborgs until he met her. Then he was scared because her creators played God, and he got caught, and Cash kisses a man. Chen appears from behind a column and shoots at them, but Colt manages to dodge. The pair are hiding when Bench appears from behind another column. The killers argue over who will own the loot and begin a shootout. Bench brings up the acid that Cyborg splashed at him, to which Chen shoots the glass above the man's head and the shards wound his face. While Bench is angry, Chen follows the trail and catches up with the pair in one of the apartments. Cyborg opens fire when Cash comes out to meet him. The fight breaks out, and Colt joins in. The two of them try to take down Chen, but she is too well prepared. But as she prepares to kill Colt, the Cash throws her back into the electric power room, where Cyborg is electrocuted to death. The pair go outside where a dog is waiting for them, leading them to the dungeon. Soon they reach a trapdoor. A security guard appears, but upon hearing Mercy's name, he lets the couple into the Earth's surface. The man with no legs leads them to an old ship and wishes the guests good luck. They go up to the control room where they are greeted by a screen with Mercy's lips on it. He accuses them of being late, for the ship he had prepared for them has burned down and now they need to hire a boat, and the money can be obtained by winning a no-holds-barred fight, paying for seats on a boat to Africa, the only place where the cyborgs can live in peace. At this time, Dan contacts Bench, and the latter informs him that their disappearance is to be found by the bay, but now he is ready to kill both of them. Dan forbids touching Cash, but the hunter is furious. 5 years of therapy has gone down the drain, his face is ruined again, and he doesn't care that the corporation needs the fugitives. Meanwhile, Mercy's assistant removes the tracking device from Colt's eye while Mercy speculates on the hopelessness of love between man and machine. Cash is capable of living for thousands of years, while Colt will soon fade away. Mercy's assistant tells him that his master once commanded a fleet, but was wounded in battle. The military couldn't let him die and recreated him as a cyborg. He was a real warrior and had a wife Velma who was also reconstructed as a cyborg, but she escaped and she was the one who poured acid on Bench, so he helps them. Mercy suggests the man open a drawer where he finds wedding rings and puts one on Cash's hand. The couple spends the night together while the elderly Mercy mourns his lost wife. In the morning, he will his guests and shows the way to the pier where the fight will take place. The couple gets to the right place and it turns out that Colt will have to fight Bench. Soon they enter the court and converge in a brutal fight. The opponents are as skilled as each other and are fighting when the military corporations drive up to the pier. Realizing that he cannot overcome Colt, Bench pulls out a knife and wounds his rival, and then Colt pushes his enemy to a fan, from the blades of which he dies. But then soldiers appear on the pier. Cash and Colt are ambushed. The soldiers do not intend to save Colt. Cyborg is more important to them, and one of them wounds a man to make Cash surrender. But then a TV falls in front of them and Mercy encourages Cash to stand up for her man and tells the others to lie down. Just then explosions erupt from all sides, and while the military recovers, the couple hides and Mercy comes out to the gunmen and shoots everyone. While Cash and Colt get on the boat, the old man is captured and brought to Dan, showing off the detonator from Cash, which he intends to use to destroy the couple. But then Mercy, smiling, activates his own bomb which completely destroys the headquarters. Years pass, the couple lives together, setting up a garden at their new home. Cash remains young and beautiful while Colt ages. When Cyborg realizes that her husband has died of old age, she decides to shut herself away forever, remaining in a dream state. Despite the fact that the movie was made a long time ago, it has an interesting plot, as well as entertaining fight scenes. Write in the comments what you think about it.